It's Alison Sullivan. I'm just going to go over here and make sure that I'm live on my Border Buddy group. So just wait for that to come up, hopefully. Not coming up. Okay, well, sometimes it doesn't want to work for me. I don't know. We're just probably not going to show up over there. Oh, well, what can you do? All right, well, at least I'm streaming to where I'm supposed to be over here. So I'll just wait for my friends on YouTube and my page to join me. And I'm sorry for my friends over on Border Buddy. It doesn't look like it's working over there. So I'll just see what's going on here. Oh, hi, Diane. Thank goodness you came. Hi, Leanne. Good morning. I'm glad you guys popped in because Leanne is on YouTube and Diane is on my page, but it's not working over there on my Facebook group. And I can't, sometimes it works, the streaming, and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not going to worry about it. Hi, Keisha. Hi, Mo. I am going to miss my people that are over there. I'll just have to go tell them that I'm not coming over there. But that's okay. These things happen. Okay, so today we're going to play with the Ocean Friends bundle, which is part of the Friends of the Ocean suite collection from the January to April 2025 Mini Catalog. So this is a really pretty suite. I love the colors. It's not a traditional color that you would think of when you think of the ocean stamps that we've had in the past. But let me just hide myself and we'll come over here. And yeah, not over there. So people who are waiting over there are going to think, why isn't she here? Oh, technology. Anyways, as long as my YouTube and my Facebook is working, that's good. All right. So this is the bundle. Now I'm using most of the dies. This one here is not from the Ocean Friends. It's from the Perennial Postage, which is in the online exclusives. Okay. And this is straight, but I'm not straight. So that means my camera's not straight. How about that? There we go. Let me show you the other products. So the most beautiful designer series paper is part of this. Okay, these are both the same, but I'm going to show you why in a minute. Okay, so that's one side, and then here's some others. Look at this. Can you see? I did a card the other day where I used these images because they can be cut out with the coordinating die. So that's the crab, and then the only one that I'm not using today, oops, is the lobster, and cuts out this, but of course also cuts out the stamped lobster and crab. Okay, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. Love these colors. It's the back. Another little guys. These are little tiny guys. Okay. And then there's the other side. And the reason I've got two that are the same on the back is because this is actually one piece. Can you see the ombre here? So it goes from that melon mambo all the way over. Isn't that pretty? And then so this is the other side. So this is my class for March. This is my March 22nd class. And when you sign up for the class, you get a goodie bag. And in the goodie bag, we've got half a pack of the gorgeous Friends of the Ocean 12 by 12 DSP. So you're going to get half a pack of that. You're going to get the gems that come in the suite, which are the Sunny Day Iridescent Dots, which are very pretty. And you're going to get 5 yards of the bordered ribbon. And this is Summer Splash. Okay. No ribbon per se with the suite, but that's what we've decided goes really well with that paper. Now, you can also add on the bundle. And if you do that, then you're going to get a full pack of that DSP, which is gorgeous. And you can also add on the embossing folder. This is the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. We're going to use that today. So you'll see how that looks. Okay, so that's that. Any questions about the class? Just making sure that I don't already have a pack of that those dots already open, but it doesn't look like I do. Okay, that's fine. Let's get started. So I'm going to, I saw a card online. I think it was one of the artisans who did it. I'm not making her card, but I've taken some of the elements that she used because I really liked the colors. And I thought those looked more actually like the crabs that we see before we throw them in a pot to cook, right? So that's sort of, I'm sort of taking some of her ideas, and but it's not her card, okay? I think her name's Natalie. I'm not sure where she's from. I want to say South Pacific, but again, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so this is a color that you might not use very often. This is Lost Lagoon, and I really love this. And I have cut it at the 4.5, so I've got the 8.5 by 11, and I've cut it at 4.5. So we're going a little bit different than our usual card. It's still scored at 5.5, okay? And then you cut off some. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you where I put this in. So this is at 6 3/4. So if you put this in your cutter, sorry, with this at 6 3/4, cut off, then you're going to be left with the rest of this piece. Okay, so you got this little flap. Then you're going to take that piece that you had, and you're going to cut off a piece that is I think it's 1 1/4. Yeah, 1 1/4. Okay, so you basically end up with this piece and this piece is 1 1/4, and you'll see how it works in a minute. Hi, Ellie, how are you? All right. Then I've got these 2 pieces of crumb cake. They're cut to 1 by 4. And I'm going to take these 2 pieces and I'm going to emboss them. So let's go ahead and do that. It's gorgeous. This is one of the 3D folders. So it's really has a beautiful, let me do it this way. It's a beautiful imprint on your paper because it's a very detailed folder. So I'm going to have to use my regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss, which means that you use the platform 1, and you've got your folder and your paper, and then I've got plate number 4. Okay, so that's what you need. You can't run this through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss because it just won't fit. Okay. I ordered a new folder the other day. It hasn't come yet. I have a feeling it's a 3D, but I think it's going to fit in the mini. I'm not sure. It's called a half corrugated. I think that's what it's called. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it gets here. All right, here's our pieces. And can you see how wonderfully etched those are the deep impressions, right? So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. And just want to have a little bit of definition here. Okay, so I'm trying to create sort of like the sandy, bottom, and kind of give that illusion, all that ocean illusion. Hey, Keisha and Diane, did you watch the Invictus Games opening ceremony at BC Place yesterday? It was fantastic. Oh, it was so great. Hi, Gail. How are you? And then see those amazing athletes served their countries, and now they're healing through sport. I think it's a fantastic organization. And then Prince Harry nipped over from 2 blocks away and dropped the ceremonial puck at the game last night. So that was kind of nice too. Anybody see that? It's really cool. Of course, the game ended up cool for us, but not so much for my Leaf friends. I swear that Lankinen is your kryptonite. They can't get goal pucks past that guy. I don't know why. I mean, he's a good goalie, but wow. Sorry, what time were they on? Oh, Diane, I think it was early because the hockey game started at 4 because cover your ears, Ellie, because of course Leaf fans can't possibly stay up to 7 o'clock to watch their Leafs, which would be 10 o'clock their time. So we always have to play them at 4 in the afternoon. And it ended just before the game. So I'm going to say like 1-ish. But I bet if you go on YouTube, Diane, I bet it was there, right? The last few minutes, it was crazy, Keisha. And I thought, this is it, right? 6 on 4. And I know. But the boys did well. And without Quinn. Crazy. Okay, I guess I should tell you what I'm actually doing here. I have taken the die from Perennial Postage Dies, okay? So it's the second largest one. If you haven't got these dies, check it out on my store. The number is 162607. Okay, so again, I'm going to have to run this through the regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss, okay? Keisha, you and I are like Connect fans. My sister, of course, is a Leaf fan. Of course she is. She lives in Toronto, and I don't blame her. And but whenever you see a Montreal game here or a Leaf game, yeah, those are the two most that we see this. Where the fans that live here that were Habs fans or Leaf fans long before probably we even had a hockey team here in the 70s, 1970. Of course they're excited to see their team, and they only get to see them once a year. So of course they're even more excited. So they inundate the game and they drown out. They are like, go Leafs go, or go Habs go. And I got to say, when you're watching it on, or if you're live, it's even worse. It's just, it just grates on your nerves. Anyway, I thought it was funny that the commentators last night, who were the Leaf commentators, Chris Cuthbert, they were going on about how loud it was. Well, people who were at the game, Keisha, said that, yeah, but as soon as they started, the Canucks fans for once drowned them out with no way, and then go Canucks go. So that was kind of funny, which they didn't mention on the broadcast, shockingly. Anyway, moving on from hockey. It's a very, very competitive. All right, so there. Isn't that great? And then I've got a piece of basic white, which is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And this is going to be the piece that I'm going to create on, okay? We'll set that aside for a sec. The Senators, yeah, I know, Mo, the Senators come here, but they don't have, nobody sits in the stands and yells, go Senators, go. It's not the same as the Habs and the Leafs here. It's rabid here. Like, I'm sure more than half the crowd are Leaf or Hab fans when they play. But the Senators, there's a few scattered around. Like the other teams, like, Boston, and, we get that. But nothing like the Leafs and the Habs. It's like, and they're all in the lower bowl. So all you see on TV, or you think you're watching a home game, honestly, which must be nice for the visiting team. But I think it ticks off the Canucks because they tend to win them. I think they've won 12 of the last 13 against the Leafs at home. And I think that's why. I think it just irritates them. So maybe their fans should think of another thing. All right. So now I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. Love Pretty Peacock. Don't use enough Pretty Peacock. This is Pretty Peacock. So I've got Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And two of these images, look at these little bubbles. Aren't they cute? Okay. So I'm going to just arbitrarily kind of stamp these. That one's in the Peacock. And oh, yeah, you told me that your daughter and son-in-law were doing the transportation up to Whistler, right, Diane? That's awesome. One of my friends, I call her the ultimate volunteer. She has volunteered for the Olympics, the Pan Am Games. I think she even got into the volunteer. I think she volunteered for the Olympics in Seoul or something. Anyway, I wasn't surprised when I saw that she picked up her uniform for Invictus. So yeah, that's awesome. So exciting. Okay, so I've got our little bubbles. And now I'm going to grab a bunch of little pieces here and see what we can create. I've got a piece of crumb cake. And one of the dies is this little waves here. And I'm going to cut it out. Now, this can look like a wave, but I'm going to have it kind of like the sand, you know, at the bottom of the ocean, how it's kind of not flat. That's what I'm kind of going for that one. And then I've got a piece of Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to do something we don't do a lot of anymore, and that's I'm just going to give it a nice little rip. Remember we used to rip all the time? I see it's coming back in a lot of cards online. I see that. But remember we used to do this, Mo? We're always ripping. And of course, this particular paper is dyed all the way through, so you're not going to get a white core. But I never thought I could have used, I'm going to grab some of my, not today, but I'm going to grab some of my two-tone for some of these cards. I think it would be really nice, especially with the sand, like giving a nice little sand and release that white core. Okay, and then I also grabbed this. I don't know if I need this. I'm going to use it, see if I need it, but I don't think I do. And that's just a piece of the, I think it's called Country. Is it Country Home? Keisha's always good about looking these things up for me. What's it called? Country Home. I love this DSP. Gorgeous. Yep, is that what it's called, Mo? Thanks. Hi, Kathy. I was just chatting to you on Messenger. Nice to see ya. Okay, so I'm not sure I'm going to use this piece, but we're just going to kind of make a little seam here. So I'm going to run that through. Cut that. Like I said, you guys, I saw a card that used these colors online, and I thought they were really pretty. So kind of casing it, but I'm adding some things and changing the card design and stuff. So, but yeah, be inspired online. That's what, I mean, when I put stuff online, I have people that copy and I love it. So it doesn't bother me. I'm just going to see if I need that extra little piece. This piece here. I'm not sure I do. Trying to see. So I'm just playing, so just bear with me. I'm sort of layering all this on. Okay, let's add it. There's no harm. No harm, no foul. If I don't see it behind all the other elements, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so let's put some water. Let's put this one on. I love it. This actually might be even a nicer side, right? Ooh, maybe I should have done that. I think I will. I like that blue side because I like the colors, but I actually think this is a better side. Now you see I'm going over the edge. I'm going to cut it off, so don't really care. Okay. Oh, I put too much glue on there, I think. That's okay. Eek, don't stick to my, there we go. Stuck a little bit. Glue went a little crazy on my glue. I should have only put the glue on here. But that's okay. Just going to grab my paper snips. Cut those off. I don't want them extending beyond my edge. Ugh. Okay. Move that out of the way. All right, so that we've got kind of our sand and water and bubbles, and okay. Now let's glue this back to our piece. Remember pretty peacock here, our perennial postage. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to create kind of the actually I'm not. I'm going to keep decorating. I was going to put it together, but I'm not going to. Usually I like to, but not today. All right. Next up, we've got so many of these fabulous little elements here. Look at this coral. Isn't it gorgeous? And not only does it cut out the shape, but it embosses it. It's just lovely. We've got these little sea pieces here, and then we've got these little, I don't know what you call these, little starfish almost, and our crab. So let's stamp a crab. For this one, I'm going to use pecan. No, I'm not. I'm going to use early espresso and crumb cake. Ooh, now, these images of the crab and the lobster are 2 steps. So you can use a lighter color for the bolder image and then a darker color for the details. You can use the same color. You just have to stamp off once so that you have a two-tone. I'm going to use 2 different colors. So I'm going to use the crumb cake for the body of the crab, and I'm going to use the espresso for all the details in the crab. And I don't know, I'm one of these people that sometimes I'll stamp the base image first, and sometimes I'll stamp the detail. I can't remember which one for this is better. So I'll just stamp the outline of my crab, or the bold part of the crab, and then I'll go in and add the detail. So it's kind of hard to see when you're stamping on camera because you can't quite see where it lines up. I think that's not bad. Let's do that. Oh, that looked pretty good. Oh, that worked out. So I was drawn to do these in the colors of the paper. And I thought, well, when you catch a crab, this is what they look like. They're not red. I wanted to show you something in the catalog there. So if you're using this on page 32, you can see they're giving you some, call them color buddies, which is kind of cute. And they are showing you some colors that you can use together. And of course, the colors they're suggesting are going to coordinate with that gorgeous paper, right? So the Melon Mambo and the Bubble Bath, right? But I wanted it to be more realistic, and that's kind of a realistic crab. Now, I'm also going to add some details to this because I like it, but I wanted to add a little bit more. So I've got pecan pie. And oops, I'm going to squeeze my pecan pie because when you squeeze it, you get some ink transferred. And I'm going to grab one of our water painters and pick up that color because it's a bit darker. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the claws and just down kind of the middle of the crab. Let's give it a little bit more detail. Okay, you don't have to, but I want to give it a little bit more dimension. And of course, because it's Stampin' Up! And they're fantastic, we have our die that's going to cut out our little image without having to fussy cut. So let me just make sure. I'm going to have to lean over a bit. And I like to use my repositionable tape so that doesn't move around, okay? I'm also, at the same time, I'm going to take a piece of basic beige. Now, that's not a... Hi, Pam. How are you? That's not a color that I use very often. I thought, oh, I don't want to use vanilla. What could I use? So I'm going with beige. And then I've got this little piece of early espresso. And I'm going to cut out these little starfish thingies. They're kind of starfish, sort of. Okay. And then I'm going to cut out some. Sure, I haven't accidentally. No, I'm good. I've got this piece of Lost Lagoon. I'm going to cut. There's these long grass-like images. I don't know what else to call them. Grass-like? They're like kelp. I think they're kelp. Seaweed. Could be just seaweed, I guess. Seaweed, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to run this through all together because we've got our large platform that we're using today. So we'll just pop all these on. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Did you try and find me over on Border Buddies? I'm so sorry. It's not cooperating over there. it wouldn't stream. So I'm really sorry. It's just has a mind of its own sometimes, my streaming service. And rather than fuss around and get concerned, I just accept it. I accept that it's not going to work. Okay. So if you're coming late, especially to my guys that come to my classes, Kathy and Sarah, there is a class for this week coming in March 22nd. So check that out. I just sent out an email this morning. You probably got it. I know you guys are both coming to the Storybook. Pretty sure you are. All right. Get all of this. Okay. No, I just got to the computer. Oh, okay. So good. I'm glad you didn't miss anything. Okay, let me put all this back so I don't lose it. This is fantastic. What do you see this, you guys? Okay. This is the most beautiful die. If you can get it out of the paper here. Oh, it's taped. Of course, that would help Alison. Okay, take that off. Then you might, on some of these, hi, whoever that is, Peter and Wanda. Is it Wanda? Not sure. I'll just see Peter and W-A-N. Not sure. But hello. Could be Peter. Could be W-A-N. Not sure. So what you want to do is there's these little marks, and you can just poke it, and that will gently lift that out so you're not ripping it. Okay. Because these dies are doing a double duty. They're cutting out that image, but they're also all thumbs today. Literally all thumbs today. Not that hard. It's not that hard to get this out. There we go. They do a double duty. They not only cut out the shape, but look at the little stitching they put on there. Isn't that pretty? Okay. And then we've got these guys. Putting that out. And these little guys. Oh, there they are. That was simple. Okay, I'm going to set that aside so I don't lose anything, because it's easily lost. Oh, I just noticed some of the pieces that come out, you could actually use those. Okay. So these things, and then these guys here. Grab those. All right, I think we got everything. Now I do have some other kind of images that I cut out before, and I've used maybe parts of them. So I'm just going to grab a few of those. That's the peacock. And actually I cut out a few in the beige too. So anyway, we're going to just design this. Now I could just glue this down like this, and that would be great. And for this one I might. But you can also give it a haircut and kind of spread it out. So I'm kind of going to give this one a little bit of a haircut. So I want that one kind of going like that. And then these are kind of my leftover from another haircut. Okay, so I can kind of figure out where I want to layer all these in. They're pretty. So just kind of play with it till you see where you want to have it. And then got that, what I would call seaweed. And I want one of the big ones. So I'm just sort of playing with this, deciding where I want it. Okay. And then again, you can just keep cutting this down. You can trim this off and add it in. Actually, I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to add this one in. So you just have to kind of play with it until you get the way you like it. And then I've got that seaweed. I'm just going to place it there. I got another smaller piece of seaweed there. So just kind of create your little scene, and you can decide how much you want to put on it or how much you want to leave off, okay? So I'm going to actually start putting this on. So just deconstruct, and then we'll start gluing it. I'm not popping any of these up. I think it would be too much going on. Excuse me. I woke up on Thursday. I thought I'm getting a cold, but it's not a bad cold. But I definitely have a cold. And of course I have a cold because I'm going to the doctor on Tuesday for nothing. Just a hello, because he hasn't seen me in a year and a half because he does everything by phone. And then it was like, you should come in and see me. Okay. And it figures I have a cold. Although his office is still a masked office, so I'll be wearing a mask anyway, so will he, so it won't matter. But I think, he'll probably, put me in another room and say, stay away from me. Anyway, it's not a bad cold. It's just that today I noticed it's starting, I think I'm getting a bit froggy. Okay. Just keep, love this. Don't you love, look at the texture. Hi, Paulette. How are you from Ontario? Yes, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, Kathy. It is gorgeous. And I know you don't live on the West Coast or we're by the ocean, but that's okay. You can still love the ocean, right? Dream of the ocean. Dream of those crabs. You probably get better crabs and lobster than we do. It's funny how that is. My in-laws used to live in Grand Prairie, and we would go out for dinner when we'd visit them, and we couldn't believe the quality of the seafood. It was crazy. It was better than the West Coast. If the guy flew it in every day fresh, and it was so great. Okay, I'm not sure how much more I want to add, okay, because you can get a bit overzealous here. And then we've got our crab. Our crab is so cute. I am going to pop up our crab. Kathy, check out the class, because I know you love classes. And it's not till March. It's not till March 22nd. And of course, you're a demonstrator, I think, so you can buy your own bundle and stuff. I forgot, you guys, if you sign up for this class in February and you're buying the bundle from me, you'll get that double. You'll get double the DSP, and it'll get shipped to you. And that will put you over the $75 you need, so you'll earn a free celebration too. I forgot about that, so that's nice. We put a little crab there, just waiting for my husband to come and scoop him up. My husband crabs, so it hasn't been great the last few years, but he's gotten a lot of crabs over the years. Isn't that cute? Now I could have put some bubbles over here, I guess, since they're disappearing, but that's okay. Alrighty, now we're going to construct this. We'll keep these pieces. You see, I've cut these off from prior cards. Just keep them and keep them in a little bag with your cards. All right, so this card is going to be, I have no idea what it's called. My sister Ellie is the queen of these kind of cards, and she would know what this is called. Ellie, if you're still here, excuse me. See, I'm getting a cold. Help me out. What's this card called? We want to glue this piece to the top and the bottom, and we want to leave it open in the middle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add some glue just to the top, like so. Open it up so you're making sure you're not getting glue where you don't want it. Okay, that looks good, eh? And then I'm going to put some glue on the bottom. Ellie knows all the names to all the cards. And she makes a lot of them, like the easel cards, and she's really good at that. So what is this one called, Ellie? Or anyone? Does anyone know what this is called? Keisha might know. Hi, Laura. Nice to see you. How are you? Okay, So cute. Look at the crab. Is that cute or what? Okay, so you see where you've only got it glued here and here, and then you got this open. I want to put something on the inside. So I'm going to put some words. I'm going to grab my early espresso, and the words are thanks so much. This is from the set. So always can use a thank you, right? Oh. And let's add some more bubbles, shall we? Let's add a few more bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles. So that was Lost Lagoon. I think my voice is going to last just as long as this presentation. And Pretty Peacock. Now, for this, I want it to be hidden, right? So I want it to only be seen when we open the card. Okay, so that's where we want to situate it. So I think what I did, I'm trying to remember how I did this. I did it and it was so brilliant. I can't remember how I figured it out to be so brilliant. I think I did this. This is what I did. I laid it down so I know it's not going to be seen. And then I put glue all over it. Worked out the first time. We'll see if it works out this time. Did that, so kind of centered it. Okay, and then I folded that up, and then I went like that and make sure that it was still straight, and it is. So I can press that down. There we go. There we go. So there is my whatever kind of card this is called. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? Nice to see you. You have no idea of card names. I don't either, but my sister does. Okay, so that was the one I made today. This is the one I made yesterday. So you can, oh my gosh, you guys. Thank goodness I brought the other one out. Remember I cut out the little starfish? You got to add those because you get that little pop of color. And because, again, this particular die set has a lot of texture to it. Go. And put more glue there. Let's float those around. Whoops. And, oh, got one more on my desk. There it is. Down there in the sand. There we go. Okay. I think I've finished that off. What do we think? And then there's the one I made as my sample. So pretty similar. Okay, so some other cards I've shared with you before. We made this one together was it last week? I can't remember. It's also a fun fold. It's a diorama. But instead of stamping the crab and stamping the lobster, we cut them out from the designer series paper, remember? So these are the gorgeous colors that go with the actual designer series paper. So this lies flat for you to mail, and you can stand it up. It's minus 21. Ooh, that's warm. You should get out there when it's so warm. And then this other one, I got this in a swap, and I have no idea what this card is called. Okay, I don't know. It lies flat, so that's nice, but then it stands up. And I think it just sort of stands up like that. Does that make sense? And there you go. So that's the designer series paper. The Make-A-Wish is not from that set. It's from one of the other new, and so is the little tassels, but everything else is the DSP and that's the designer series paper. So you can certainly adapt this and have this kind of image, smaller there. That would be nice with those colors, wouldn't it? The DSP is called Countrywood. Thanks, Modi. And I was repairing when I said yep. Oh, okay. So remember I was saying, what's this paper? And I couldn't remember if it was Countrywoods or Country something. And my sisters confirmed it is Countrywoods. So that's that one. And then I used it on the blue side on this one, but I turned it over and used it on the brown side. And I like the brown side better. And Mo was saying, shit, remember way back at the beginning, I said, remember when we used to rip? And I was asking my sister, remember when we used to rip stuff? So she's saying, yeah, I do. We have to get back to ripping, Mo. I think it's back. I think it's back in style. Okay. All right. So got bright and we got more neutral. Okay. So just depends what you like on any certain day, I guess, right? Okay. Excuse me. All right, you guys. Here we go. Any other questions? Don't forget to click the link and sign up for the class. Not until March 22nd, so you got time, but sign up so I can make sure I got all the supplies ordered for you in time. You know what, Marilyn? We were saying the other day that we had the whole January, there was no rain here. And so then we were getting pretty like, oh, no rain. It was warm. And then we got snow. But you know what? It's been, for the most part, brilliant sunshine. So even if it's 6 degrees, which I know you guys are all going like, oh, but you're so whiny down there. But 6 degrees Celsius for my American friends, so that's not 6 degrees Fahrenheit, it's warmer. What would that be? 40 something. It's brilliant sunshine, so I'd rather have that than 6 degrees, or -3, I guess it was, in the brilliant sunshine. I'd rather have that than 6 degrees in the pouring rain. So there you go. I'm happy. Yeah, I like the neutral. Yeah, it's just sort of, I'm really drawn to those bright colors, but the neutral is nice, isn't it? Thanks, Mo. All right. So you guys, like I said, I did see a very similar take on the crab and stuff on one of the artisans. I just don't remember. I think it was Natalie. I think it's her name. I just made it into this fancy fold card. Okay? So I can't take credit for the ideas. But that's what stamping's all about. We all share. All right, you guys. Nice to see you today. I'll see you again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Pacific time. Okay? I'll see you then. Until then, I hope you get some stamping in. Bye for now.